And welcome back. We're getting where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in the Oceania DLC, where we're continuing our Arctic last planet on hard difficulty. Bottom round 181, we're at war, so people are dying. Both sides. We're taking more infantry losses, though we're sort of trading that for territory. That's one of the reasons we're taking more losses. Lost the commander of the 15th RPG Infantry Brigade and the 17th. And a governor has quit due to old age.
Yes. Affirmative.
Critical success.
Yes, sir.
Negative. 2 unit commanders. Unit commanders can be whomever in practice. Worst case scenario, they end up dead and we have to replace them with something better.
Roger that. Affirmative.
We are going to grab the port manager.
Yes, sir.
Next turn, when we get asked about replacing the governor, we'll put the court manager in that job. Victory point wise, we slid even closer to victory, 0.8 growth. We need obviously more to win, but that is a slide in the right direction. Even if not everything is going our way. $3,000 infantry need to be deployed, so we'll go ahead and set those up. We'll come back and review it at the end of the turn, because we may need a few more after accounting for combat losses in attacking positions. Okay, it looks like down here these guys didn't attack. We don't have enough logistics down there, which is a little bit of an issue.
Yes.
See if we build a railhead down here, if we can get more supply through. (10v1) should get decent kill odds there. Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Similar here, we got a... No, this one's not going to be so good. Won't do that one then. Motorized AT, get down the road as quickly as we can. Yes, the tanks do go back on the offensive. Quickly seize that road.
Operation successful.
Let's push the 24th and the 33rd down that direction. The 7th I'll actually push north to reinforce operations up there. Continue to apply pressure. Threaten these guys with encirclement if they don't withdraw. least don't put up a competent counterattack. Let's see which one the options to go with. Okay, I'm done. Well, they've decided they're going to hold the city. But at the same time, they haven't necessarily decided they're going to hold the suburbs, which is maybe not the best of plans. Yeah, that's basically compromised the defense of the city. Recon, please begin the air recon. No, you do not have the reconnaissance range today. Okay, well, do what you can.
Birds are in the sky.
On the other hand, I believe the fighter bombers are at least going to be able to carry out their attack. Yeah.
On the way.
It'd be better if we had more reconnaissance, but still lay down the poundage.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Fighter bombers have gone in, killed 8 units. 8 subunits. Mostly planes. And now for the moment of truth. City is vulnerable.
Going in. Mission successful.
All planes have been forced to surrender on the ground.
Going in.
Drive them back off the city so they don't attempt to break in to retake the city. So that may very well, because we've gone ahead and seized 80,000 population, that very well may have sealed the game. It may be the deciding factor in the war. Air reconnaissance. Can you carry an air recon mission today? Not close enough to do on the tanks. Can get some air recon on these infantry. We will do that then.
Birds are in the sky.
And we will launch an air attack with the fighter bombers. These, of course, will be on the armored column. Please chew up the armor column. Fighter bombers were able to destroy 3 enemy tanks. And let's see if the reconnaissance here... Now, reconnaissance is predicting it'll be bad attack, so let's not do that. Has the situation improved here? It's still about 1.2. Okay. I think we may have started down here. Yeah, I think we did. That's probably a bad attack. Yeah, armor says no. Anti-tank gun's gonna continue to dash south in hopes that it's gets there in time to help.
All clear, sir. Let's go.
Took heavy losses, but managed to drive them back again. Okay, this will probably cause these tanks to pull back. They should very easily be able to break out of that pocket, but the fact that we're heavily threatening their supply lines should cause them to pull back to deal with the supply line threat. Okay, encircle that unit. Breaking the cohesiveness of that unit. And again, we're going to continue to apply pressure. In this case, we definitely need these roads expanded because we're outrunning our roads. Looking up to the enemy's road. Looking up to the enemy's road. Applying pressure there. This group is basically not in a position to attack. It's in a position where it is pulling off enemy forces, which is good to see. We could attack tanks. These are medium tanks. We don't really want to attack medium tanks with infantry, I think. Looks like the 11th is surplus here. We're going to sweep up around, try to cover the gaps between 3rd and 12th. Potentially allow 3rd to push north. Yeah, I think that is the troop movement. Colonists to Yeso.
Order acknowledged.
Officially making what should be tier 3. And retain that population.
Yeah.
Oh, my money is low.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of getting people, we'll take some money off of him. Nothing's worth a lot, apparently.
Yes,
Decent
sir.
amount that way. We don't really need those high-tech parts, so we'll sell some high-tech
Yes, sir.
parts. Hold a rebellion. Let's shadow spy the director of the Secret Service.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And then we can play that Gold Rebellion. Once more in their
Yes,
rear.
sir. Roger that,
Critical
sir.
success again. Yeah, there's definitely some numbers missing. One of the modifiers is missing in this calc down here. So another 12,000 population defect to the rebel forces. Destabilizing their capital region. Take that political power bonus. And then we'll actually drop that as private investment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we should revisit the punishment. And arguably not, we didn't take too many during the turn. I'm actually going to pre-build an extra 1,000 RPGs. And like 2,000 grunts. So that we take some losses, the replacements are ready to go. And just down to if the logistics can deliver them. So yeah, I suppose now is the time to roll the turn, and we'll see what the swing is for that capital falling, or for that city falling. 80,000 more people. It's going to be a big sting as far as population. That should easily put us over 50% of the population. Again, a lot of their positions are very tenable, or untenable, so they are doing... Often what I'm seeing is a lot of withdrawals. Attempt to shore up in better positions. That was a break into a pocket, so they managed to break into the pocket, and then the unit pulls out, because it's not worth trying to hold that position. It's moving north. They don't actually have... Well, there's nothing really stopping them from breaking out of that pocket, so they broke out of that pocket. But their supply line is still very threatened, so they didn't really hang around. We are being attacked. We are taking losses. Nothing super threatening to our main combat positions. Airstrikes. So this one problem is because I am carrying out attacks with the fighter bombers. They're not up there providing air cover. And the armor column has managed to carry out a break through there. Whether or not they get very far off the starting line is a different question. There we go. We didn't kill as many, we took more losses including we lost about 9 units of trucks, for a total of 90 trucks. We did manage to kill a tank. 8 decisions is around 192. And we got the VP for our promise. We're up to 51 points. Decimal points missing here. It's just decimal points. Got the VP assets because apparently we actually seized them and then taken the city. Got the Filion. The governor, the capital governor, has laid down his spot. Oh, that's not good. Number of victory points reached 54. I think that is a yes.
Yes,
That's the
sir.
one we're going to go with.
Sir, yes, sir.
Walk out. Calm down, give him money. Governor for Freelon. Well, the ruin that we're more worried about is going to get the better governor.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
The other governor is going to go to the second
Aye,
place.
sir.
City zone upgrade, yeah, sure.
Order acknowledged.
Unit decision, we have some snipers. Nation-wise, what can we get? Grab a senior and a civilian, because we know we need commanders apparently on the next turn for taking over the governing position in the capital. And yeah, we're up to 51. They're down to 37.4. We only need to be 25 victory points higher than them. Meaning we only need about a 0.4 delta. The end is nigh. We must just push forward more than the enemy pushes us. Yeah, not really the sort of units you want to be doing encirclement with, but you know, sometimes you don't get what you want, you get what you can get.
Let's go. Going in. Mission successful.
moved it a little bit. And so what we're trying to do here is basically threaten the encirclement of the force to try to encourage it to withdraw. If we encircle it at this point. It's not exactly what we want. But if the enemy will not get out of our way, we'll make them get out of our way.
See you on the other side. No problem.
Take up the hill behind the tank. Don't think we have enough to break the tank, but the tank, if it really wants to not get destroyed, is going to have to pull out of its own accord at this point. And even that might not be enough to save at this point. The tank is pretty deep in my territory.
Going in. Operation successful.
Rail line to the city. Railhead in the city. And yes, we are pushing aggressively, pushing them back from the outside of the city. At this point, they're not going to be able to push back to the city. The difficulty component here is I don't have a garrison to the city ready. Next turn... Well, actually, no, apparently we've got decent supply on that hex. 2 regiment-sized machine gun. Yes. Sure. Okay, so we won't have all replenishments, but we've got enough, I think, to hold the city with the new garrison we just made for it. So we continue to pressed in the northeast, central, south, a little bit in the southwest. Are we in a place where we can clear that pocket? 6v1 is probably worth trying.
Going in.
Yeah.
Mission successful.
Okay, we cleared the pocket. Means we continue to move the anti-tank gun. Trying to get into position. Not got enough odds there. We'll keep pressure. Basically, we're trying to... And we are kind of threatening to encircle them again, which is partially our way to try and get them to withdraw. Of their own volition is usually my solution here. Okay, pull back. We're going to lose a little bit of territory there, but I think it's better than having our units surrounded and destroyed. Air recon. Can you provide reconnaissance? You are able to provide reconnaissance.
Birds are in the sky.
Now, air sortie capacity. Like you, give that armored column a rude awakening.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
5 more tanks destroyed. And 1-to-1's not good odds. We're not going to take that. Oh, did we even use the air wing over here? Recon. Can you provide some air recon? No, we've pushed you so far back, you're out of range. However, we seize the airfield. How intact is the airfield before we go relocating to a very badly damaged one? 44% damaged. Well, it's reducing the effectiveness from damage to 44%. Reduced 29 air base points. That is probably actually enough to maintain the entire airstrike force. So let's at least move up the recon. The recon's not in range. What about the air attack units? The air attack units are also out of range currently, but can also probably move forward to the airbase. So we will move them for it. Can we strategic move you over to the other airfield? Yes. I don't think they have an airfield in the east now that we've taken that airfield, though there could be one over here. And there's one over there. It's just a lot smaller. Can't field their level bombers. Yeah, I think it's on that hex. No. Which hex is on? That hex. That's, a very vulnerable airfield. So if they relocate the airfield, they're gonna have a bad day anyway. Yeah, if they relocate to that airfield, they're gonna have a bad day anyway. We're having power problems. What happened to our power problems? Huh. Using more power than we're saying, apparently. Oh, yeah, that would do that. Mothball the power consumer. That one will come back online. That's actually a power producer. Mothball that industry. Mothball that rear cutting asset. Mothball the demilitarization plant. Okay, that will help a little bit with the power issue. Because that was eating a bunch of power. That was about 250 power. That doesn't count for it all. but that was a step in a direction. Oof, the city's suffering from quite a bit of admin strain. Oh, I see, because it's been taking over this place's duties as we didn't control this place to turn it around. Okay. At least give it its camp circle back. And a little bit more. That's a railhead. With no rail. Okay, that should help a little bit with the administrative strain. The zone balloons a bit. And this asset probably really wants to get delegated to the nearby place. The nearer place, maybe is a good way to think about it. Over to gray space. Okay, we'll see how that helps with power. Because that administrative strain was affecting our power supply. In the meantime, upgrade the power supply. Okay. We need more bullets. There's a potential that I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
boop the end turn button here. And we're gonna win. Do you have an automated clinic? No.
Aye, aye,
You
sir.
have an automated clinic. Oh, we don't have enough political power for that, even if we did think it would succeed. Okay. Construction-wise, railhead finished. That's proceeding as planned. That's a new build. That's proceeding as planned. That is a new build. Okay. And for the moment of truth, is that enough? Full cycle to turn. We only needed a delta of 0.4, so even just taking 2% of the planet, well, actually it would be about 0.4% of the planet. It took 0.4% of the planet off of them. That would be it. The attack, defender stands firm, unit is still encircled. Their bombers strike and strike hard. Oof. Unit completely destroyed by bombers at that point. Level bomber is doing work, I think. Though those might be fighter bombers, I'm not sure. Okay, their counterattack is vicious and somewhat successful. We only killed 200 infantry, 40 tanks. In exchange, we lost 5,000. We have 9 decisions. We did not win. The end is not here. Maybe I'm misreading. No, that's 15, isn't it? Yeah, I screwed up the math last time. It was more than 0.4 delta we needed. 0.4 delta was in 15 and not 25. Whoops, that's my bad. You could probably leave in the comments that I'm doing bad math. I was doing bad math. Yes, we're 15.3. We need about 10% more victory score.
Okie dokie.
We want the average soldier morale to increase. We'll accept. Don't know how well that's gonna go with us being pounded by the enemy.
Copy that. Aye, aye, sir. Affirmative.
Affirmative.
Okay, new city. Workers are paid about that. So, yep, that's appropriate worker salary. We'll allow emergency food. We are going to leave it unincorporated for the moment because it's particularly unhappy.
Aye, aye, sir.
Well, good otherwise.
Yes, sir. Roger that,
Viable
sir.
healer. How willing would you be to return to peace? Propose the peace. Do not have enough opinion with them to propose peace.
Okie dokie.
Okay, now in theory, next turn we have enough to propose peace. Okay, whatever I did help a lot with the power. The power is significantly improving. Possibly reducing the administrative strain by 8% on that city. The city where we're getting most of our power from made the difference. It's a shame we don't have the mobility to attack into the airfield. Did we lose another member of the 17th? 17th just having a bad day. Well, bad session. Missing unit. We lost another member of the 17th. And a member of the 15th. This would both be this sector. Before we try to replace them, let's make sure we've actually got enough, and we don't have enough going outbound to units. Where do I want to send these colonists? Probably Ironthaw, so we can try to get up to level 5.
I'm on it.
You probably didn't need the workers, but we gave it workers anyway. Card-wise, we apparently need more troops, so volunteer drive, please.
Copy that.
Engage the enemy.
And we won't really inflict enough damage.
Back up.
Don't quite have enough people to force a proper encirclement. 12v1, we can at least poke there hard.
Enemy.
Force a complete
Yes,
retreat
yes.
on them.
Rise like
Let's start. Okay, that will give us a little bit more to sneak down around the bottom. In the meantime, this unit gets to have basically free reign down here. Okay, so we're advancing here. Definitely some minor indications they're recognizing that they're got a threat to the northeast and are pulling back instead of trying to resist. Yeah, I still think those heavy tanks are well positioned to effectuate at least an effective breakout if they want to get out. Even though the proverbial knot is tightening around them, they are probably still mobile enough to do a breakout. Yeah, we're just gonna stay dug in here. We're not receiving enough replacements to continue to push there. These guys are running out far. If we can take over that location, don't think there's really anyone there. So that basically destroys these guys' supply line. They'll have to pull back. Well, or build roads. I'm not sure which one they'll end up doing. What is... Well, we don't have any troops to resupply with. That's the problem I'm running into here. I was about to go, okay, can I bring in some AA to help deal with the whole air wings debacle coming in? The answer is no, because you don't have any men to man those guns right now. So the best you can do is try to bomb the armored column.
Engaging enemy. Mission accomplished.
Okay, so we successfully damaged that bit of the armored column. Still a lot of armor in the area. I think that's the biggest pile of it. Let's see if we can determine that with the air recon. I think they're adequately dispersed, so it's going to be hard to drop drop bombs on the... Yeah, that's the biggest stack of them. They're too dispersed right now for effective disruption. The entire air targets. And the airfield is just out of bomb range. Cannot bomb their level bombers with what we've got. So we will bomb the tanks.
Off the way. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
8 subunits destroyed. Got fewer tanks than I was expecting. Got more infantry than I was expecting. Was not expecting to get so many infantry in that attack. Yeah, that's kind of the status quo. Obviously we've got to get more score. Disregarding the fact that I couldn't count earlier today. Maybe a good sign that to end the stream. It's a bit late. It's coming up on 3:40 in the morning. So I think it is time to put the part break in. We'll basically try to get our guys finished moving for the turn. And then we're going to put the part break in.
No problemo.
Yep, that's going well. We haven't managed to achieve a link up between the 23rd and the guys to the west. Not quite successfully threatening a good encirclement here. And we have managed to take that airfield and denying it to the enemy. And we are starting to get threat close on whatever that city's called. Maruffer? Which is apparently the next city in the area. Barely any people in it. Basically probably not worth keeping. Which honestly is probably why it's not defended. If I were to hazard a guess. What type of armor is this? Medium, okay. So we don't want to attack that with the tanks. Sounds like a very good way to get the tanks screwed up. Air recon. To do the breakthrough... Actually, that would be a potential location. Air recon those tanks.
Birds are in the sky.
Can we get a second air recon off? Yes, air recon those tanks as well.
Birds are in the sky.
Okay, and then we'll swap to air attack. We are going to hit both sets of tanks, so we're not going to dedicate all attack aircraft to both both locations. Okay, armor column withdrew from bombardment.
Off the way.
And then withdrew again.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Off the way. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Off the way. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
One wing with some strike capacity left? Yeah.
Off the way. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Managed to get one more kill before it ran out of strike capacity. Needless to say, we can probably drive that one from the field. There we go.
Do it now. Operation successful.
Hit so hard they don't even withdraw.
Do it now. Mission successful. Do it now.
Yeah, I got two out of my skis there. Not quite enough damage to get the unit to surrender. And in exchange, we got a little bit beat up for that. definitely gonna need a bunch of bullets. We be going through the bullets recently.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we might end up trying to seek a little bit of a white peace ceasefire period just to reorganize the troops in the beginning of the next stream. Don't suppose we got any air attack left over in these guys. Yeah, we got what we got out of them. So that's that front, that's that front, that's that front. Over here to this front. Yeah, I think we're about done for this part. We will push these guys north. Up the road to help in that theater, because I don't think we need them down here. Right now, there just isn't enough guys here, and we know we've got enough that if we just push east and can figure out how to get the supply east. We got the frontage covered. So if anything, as these two fronts converge, we're going to need even less people than we've currently got here. So as the alternatives, we could push it down over into this front. But again, we're kind of in the zone where we've got... Well, we're just short of enough to encircle the guys. But these are tanks. These are not going to let us just keep them encircled. In practice, they're going to do a breakout maneuver. The only real reason they probably haven't done it yet is honestly because they're not encircled yet. And even then, I think they are. I think they're just... We're tar-putting them off the zone of control that they're not getting out. Is what's going on there. Not that they're not leaving. I just think they're tar-pitted. And the zone of control effects. That's kind of what's going on here. That's why these guys are stuck and they're going to get tar-pitted. This guy's probably going to get tar-pitted. We'll see. Yeah, obviously not going to cycle the turn. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So we're not going to see how much the victory points have moved on this turn. I don't think they've necessarily moved very much. We haven't necessarily taken a lot of territory. We didn't take any population centers. I'm hoping the volunteers on the next turn will help us stabilize this position. Might just bring up a whole nother brigade. And then I think we'll try to drag in some AA assets to mitigate the bomber command that they have here, dropping bombs. We'll see how they maneuver. If they leave bomber command kind of exposed, then we... Oh, and they have two airfields. They have an airfield there and an airfield there. That's where all the bombers are coming from. And I think that's kind of what's destabilizing here. It's that we're getting bombed, and then the tanks can take advantage of the bombing runs. Because the position up here where we're not getting bombed is holding a lot better. And I almost kind of want to get upgraded my own bombers, because my own bombers are having a little bit of a ranged issue. Coming up on a point where we're going to swap that one. Oh, I should swap this one. That's about what we want on the logistical.
Yes, sir.
Before I forget, let's swap it. Yeah, I think we're going to go personal armor.
Yes, sir.
We'll go small arms afterwards. And then most of the other tech fields are probably fine. About to finish those walkers. Next turn we'll have the walkers done. Can do like a plane upgrade or something. Work on the photonic mines. It's a little bit ahead of time, so it's a expensive tech. Industrial robotization. Well, industrial robotization will help the bullets. More than double the bullet production. Well, it'll double the bullet production, not more than double. How many bullets a turn are we actually making? Like 6,000 base? 2,500, it says. Can I upgrade the ammo factory? Oh, we had an absence of a governor. Okay, so we would have produced twice as much bullets if the governor didn't retire from old age. Well, that's why you want governors, so people know what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, so this is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in and put the stream break in. We started the stream in first place, but not super strong in first place. We now are at the point where we are... If they weren't so close to us, we would have won. We've got a 15... Well, at the beginning of the turn, we had a 15-point delta. We might have a little bit higher one now. We'll see how the end turn goes, whether we keep that more terrain or not. And yeah, we just gotta keep pushing, gotta keep getting them to lose population. Really, the only problem right now is their main population center is the capital. The capital is just a little out of reach. Yeah, the capital is about here. Though, actually, surprisingly, that's closer than I was thinking it was. It's about... Get all the way zoomed out. It's about a screen width away from the fronts. And they're having problems against those rebels. Those are some serious rebels. Mont Rebel. The Mont Rebels are doing surprising work. And that's one way we can win, right? Is we don't actually... We don't need to take stuff from them. We just need them to not have it at this point. Right? If they were down at 26%, we'd win. The more we take, the less they have, the closer to victory we are. So yeah, hope you've been enjoying. If you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be a part up tomorrow. At this point, there will be another stream. It might be a short stream, or I might try to schedule something else, or put something else on afterwards. That's a short game. But I think there will be one more stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be another one recorded for you by tomorrow. I don't know how many parts are going to be left. We're at war. We're making progress. The progress might be a little bit grinding for a moment because there aren't any good objectives to seize at this point. So the other alternative is, are those guys open for Victory Pact? They're not. But if they were... They're not, but if they were... that would be another 10 points. That would bring us up to 61. 61 would actually be enough to win. They are a republic, the Cambridge Imperium. Regime-wise... We think the one that probably be the most willing to negotiate with us is going to be their Commerce Democracy Mind. That is actually the person, the group they have in second in their electoral department right now. And the syndics are not really open to that sort of diplomacy. So as that opens us up to... We could try to sway them electorally. Embed some spies and try to empower the Citizen League here. And I think if they get elected, they'd be open to Victory Pact. Yeah. So that would be one way to win. That would be a little bit less grindy, is we can try to gauge the Cambridge Imperium as the Victory Pact co-winner. So yeah, until the next time, if you're watching on YouTube, likely part up tomorrow. Can't guarantee that, that's 4 days in the future for me. For you, that's the past when I record that part, hopefully. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm currently on a 4-day schedule. So we're going to play a different game every day. This will be revisited in 4 days. Tomorrow should be the continuation of Field of Glorious Empires. The day after that should be the continuation of Europe Universalis 4. That's getting real close to an end. We got 6 independent nations left in that. And I think once we're down to having no independent nations, I may try to intentionally trigger the crisis. the Decadence Crisis and see how that plays out. And then that'll basically be the end of that game. So that might end in the next stream. It might not. Depends on how quickly we can remove the remaining 6 independent nations. America, in particular, I think looks a little bit scary. If you're watching on YouTube, that probably will be partially recorded by the time you're watching this. So you can see at least how some of the earlier parts will do. That's 2 days in the future, so the first 2 of the 4 parts should be up by then. Up by the time you're watching this. The day after that will be the Long Dark. Got a little bit more info on what I needed to do and how I was screwing up on the tails that we were on. But we're back in the Long Dark that day. Day after that, we'll be returned to this, and potentially the end of this. We'll see. Okay, and until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now. And so before I forget, do a save. You can't see the save. Because I have it set not to show pop-ups, but overlays. But yeah, there's the save. Okay, with that, wish you all the best of luck, good time, bye for now.